I've never had an ounce of respect for you. I just thought you were the lamest, dumbest person.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Somebody. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood.
Yo, looks like we are in. Peace, power, prosperity to the village. Y'all already know what to do when y'all pull up to the town square. Have all fair, all is clean, and all is love, and all is fair. Y'all know what I'm on tonight. Y'all already seen the thumbnail. You already know where I'm at. I prefaced this last night when I was over there by Red, chilling over there. Shout out to Red for having me over there last night. Shout out to all the supporters. Shout out to everybody that share, everybody that comment, everybody that interact. So get the impressions up. Whatever y'all doing out there to help support, I appreciate it all. While you stumble into the room, hit them buttons. Donate. You already know. I think that's it. Blanket drive was a success. Thank you to all of y'all. And we at it, bro. No time for delays. We're going straight at it. Bum, 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 bum. So we've been talking about this for a minute now, right? And it's the lack of authenticity, right? In EK's behavior. The lack of having any feeling in what she's saying, the lack of just emotion, right? It's like, well, you can't tell people how to grieve. I completely get it. Everybody grieves in their way. Everybody do it, you know, how they do it, however it works for them. However they work it through, whoever they're working it through with, right? But this whole time, I've never gotten holy, never gotten godly, never gotten Christian. I've never gotten these things that were so highly promoted about her. Never got it. I've never received that energy, that vibe, or anything, not one time. I've actually received the direct opposite in watching her mannerisms. As me, watching from my seat. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely off target, and that's okay. I just don't think I am. I just don't think that I am. People that are really grieving, they seem to connect with people. They seem to touch people that in that emotional spectrum, right? From the time they went on stage and made that whole memorial into a political thing, and I was like, oh my God. From then on, I was just done with it. And if y'all was here, y'all watched it, y'all already know. I said it that same show. This shit ain't hitting. Something's wrong here. As time goes on, right, shit happens. Let's check out this. Shout out to James Lee, 5149. James, we did some digging, found some shit. You heard.
We have 20.
Why that sound so low?
Five countries represented plus Puerto Rico, but I have the list here. Don't worry, guys. Egypt is not on the list. Don't worry about that.
Since Charlie's death, Erika Kirk, his widowed wife, has risen to become the CEO of Turning Point USA, which is one of the most powerful political groups in the United States. In our last video, we dug into her past, the modeling, the reality shows, the dating, despite claims to the contrary. Definitely go check that out if you haven't yet. But there's something we overlooked last time, the roommate who she mentioned.
I'll say is when I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
So who was this roommate? Well, turns out her roommate is not just some random person. It is actually a family member who is going to unlock for us an entire family tree that upends her well-curated image and potentially expose her connection to a complex network of financial fraud, casino gambling, and foreign influence, allegedly. And before we dive in, I just want to say that everything I'm about to tell you is verifiable. It's in the public domain. You can look it up for yourself. None of it is speculation. This is Erika Kirk, then Fransby, with her roommate at the time, Nicole Rothstein.
Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you.
And Nicole Rothstein, as it turns out, is her cousin. How do we know that? Well, she responded to this clip featuring Erika Kirk talking about her Shabbat Shaloming. And she responded by saying, quote, as her cousin, who is fully Jewish.
This is going to be a deep dive right into our history. Real quick glance, only 12 minutes. We're going to burn through it in 10.
Half of her family is Jewish. While she herself is a Christian, she has celebrated many Jewish holidays with our side of the family and highly respects the Jewish religion.
I know nobody's surprised that she has Jewish people in her family. I know nobody's surprised.
You can see the name and handle, Nicole Rothstein. Now, I'm glad I archived that because if you go and look for that Nicole Rothstein account right now, I'm pretty sure it's no longer there. Now, Nicole Rothstein's father is a guy named Alan Rothstein, who you could see in this Instagram post is sitting next to her. And Erika Kirk writes, there's something powerful about God's strategic planning when it comes to the people he has surrounding you. How blessed I am to have individuals like Uncle Alan in my life that are filled with spirit. Now, this is where things start to get pretty interesting, because the next logical question would be, who is this uncle of hers, Alan Rothstein? Well, I was able to find this SEC document that lists one Alan P. Rothstein, and I've confirmed that this is the same person. And here it describes him as a member of the board of directors of this company called Innumerable, which will come up later, so remember that name. He's also owned another company called Shazoom LLC, remember that as well, a business funding company. And from 2002 through 2007, Mr. Rothstein was the co-founder and chairman of a company called Nano Dynamics Incorporated. Now, it sounds all pretty impressive, but as it turns out, with a little bit more digging, Mr. Alan Rothstein, Erika's uncle, may have been quite the sketchy guy. For Nano Dynamics, it looks like he was sued in bankruptcy court. And from what I'm told, in bankruptcy terms, when a trustee sues a director or a founder like Alan Rothstein, it is believed typically that that person may have taken money out of the company improperly before it collapsed. And then remember the company Innumerable, which he served on the board of directors. That was apparently a penny stock that traded on the OTC markets before also going bankrupt. And then there's this company, Shazoom LLC, which, if you remember, is a business funding company. And based on my research, it seems like Shazoom LLC has almost zero footprint, no major client reviews, no press releases of funded deals, no industry presence. And for a quote unquote business funding company to have no track record of funding businesses suggests it might be just a shell company, a vehicle used to move money around rather than conducting actual commerce. So pretty interesting who Erika looks up to. And the Rothsteins, I'm just going to add, is a pretty famous crime family in American history.
If you look up the 1919 World Series, it says that the Cincinnati Red Stockings won the 1919 World Series. There's no asterisk, but then those numbers require you to tell a story about.
This is the second time I've heard about this thing, this baseball rigging of the series for gambling. This is the second time this month I've heard about this. The second time.
The Chicago White Sox, known to us forever as the Black Sox, who took money from Arnold Rothstein and other gamblers to throw the 1919 World Series.
Arnold Rothstein, nicknamed the Brain, was an American racketeer, crime boss, businessman, and gambler who became a kingpin of the Jewish mob in New York City. Rothstein was widely reputed to...
Let me tell you why I heard about this shit. It was based off of Meyer Lansky and them, the other Jewish mobsters. It was based off of Meyer Lansky and Bugsy Siegel and them that came around the same time or a little bit after him. I think, they were around at the same time, but they weren't. I think they were from different, from different cities. That's what I think that's a split. They were from different cities. I think that was the difference between them. They're from different cities, but they all knew each other. Meyer Lansky and them from New York, obviously, and I think he was from Chicago. That's how I heard about this shit. This is the second time this month I've heard about this dude and this rigging of this baseball series. Yo,
organized corruption in professional...
Baltimore. What's up, Red? I see you sneaking in.
athletics, including conspiring to fix the 1919 World Series. He was also a mentor of future crime bosses Lucky Luciano, Mayor Lansky, Frank Costello, Bugsby Siegel, and numerous others. Interesting family history, I would say, for the all-American girl next door. Oh, but the rabbit hole gets even darker when we look at another family connection. This is Erika's aunt, Carla Solomon, née Franz V. This family connection is even more wild, so buckle up here. This is...
Yeah, I remember I took that quick look at the name Franzi, and it came out to be some European country. Was it Swedish? Is Swedish? Polish? Something. And I was trying to track it back. And it tracked back to the name me and Freeman and France and France and all this other different things. France came up in it. But the Jewish connection to that name was very, very small. It locked in on, I can't remember the country, but it locked in on one specific country. And it came from her granddaddy, her daddy, and her. Those are the people that I found. I think the furthest person I found was her grandfather when I looked at it.
This is the obituary for Carl Kenneth Franzvi, who is Erika's grandfather. I just want to make sure that these connections are established using credible sources. Here you can see Erika listed as one of his grandchildren, and you can see here under children, there's Kent, who is Erika's father, and Carla, who is Erika's aunt, which we'll get into right now. According to Clark County records, Erika's aunt, Carla, married a man named Jack D. Solomon. And as it turns out, Erika's uncle, we'll call him Uncle Jack, was the target of a federal investigation on casino-related stock fraud. This is a document I found from the SEC dated August 2nd, 1983, and it says that, quote, the San Francisco branch office announced that on July 20th, a complaint was filed in the federal district court in Las Vegas, Nevada, seeking permanent injunctions against Jack D. Solomon and Norman L. Vance, both of Las Vegas. The complaint charges Solomon and Vance with violations of the registration and anti-fraud provisions of the Securities Act of 1933 and the anti-fraud provisions of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 in connection with selling and otherwise distributing approximately 8.7 million shares of unregistered stock of Gaming and Technology, Inc., formerly known as Advanced Patent Technology, Inc., a publicly held Nevada corporation. Essentially, the scheme was that he was selling unregistered stock to fund his gambling empire, and this investigation is what ultimately forced him out of the casino industry. But 15 years later, Jack found himself back in court on another fraud charge, this time related to a company called Biomune Systems. Quote, plaintiff asserts this action arises from a fraud of massive proportions, generally consisting of a scheme to obtain Biomune's listing on NASDAQ, manipulate Biomune's finances, and inflate the price of Biomune stock in order to dump thousands of Biomune shares on the market and earn millions of dollars in profits. So this sounds sort of like a classic pump and dump scheme here. So
the only reason this is not crazy as it sounds is when you look at how these families have actually built their wealth, right, in this country. When you take a look at it, they just another piece in the puzzle. They were just getting theirs how they was known how to get theirs. One was a mobster, the other one was a fraudster in on the SEC. So they pulling fraud and crime on both ends. Directly connected.
Overall, what these documents prove is a 20-year pattern. You see, back in the 80s, it was casinos. And then here in the 90s, it was biotech. But in every decade, the tactic is the same, which is to use family and connections to manipulate markets. And now, Jack D. Solomon's niece-in-law, Erika Kirk, just so happens to be running one of the largest political, or maybe the largest political youth organizations in the United States, with hundreds of millions of dollars flowing through the organization. I just want to remind people that about a week before he died, Charlie...
I just about to talk about this. And Charlie asked for the audit. I wanted something ain't right here. I want to audit. I want to see where this money is coming from, which I might have a good idea, right? He might have a good idea about majority of the people that's putting money in there. But he wants to see where this money is going. Expenditure flow. This is a full, pretty much autopsy. Pretty much an autopsy, right? Pretty much a physical. When you get your physical, he pretty much wants a physical, forensic, financial look at this thing, and I think that's as the big dog. I think that's a fair assessment to make sure that everything's above board. So you see now how conflict could arise internally so easily when we already see how shady the security people acted. We see how shady the TPUSA board members are acting. Now you can see how it can make just simple sense that he was about to discover what they've been doing behind his back. And allegedly, this is what I think Erika was sent there purposely to manipulate Charlie. I don't care what nobody say. That's how I feel about it. Her having the military background, etc., etc. This should look like some Project MK Ultra Monarch shit to me. That's what it looks like. This is like a honeypot MK Ultra Monarch shit. I don't care what nobody else think. That's what it look like to me. You could agree or disagree. It's cool to have your own opinion. But like I say, when things start to get real complicated, I try to make it real simple. Simplest point of contention is, hey, yo, something is wrong. The other craziest part of contention to me is that she says she has his cell phone and read his messages, and he told nobody that somebody's going to drop me. Somebody's going to body me. Why, as the wife, does that communication have to go through a cell phone? You, as the wife that's sitting there next to him, you as a wife who say you love them so dearly, proud to be the mother of his children, all these great things you got to say about y'all lives together, et cetera, et cetera. That man did not look at you in your face not one time and say, yo, I think they're out to get me and I think they might drop me. Not one. Isn't that weird to anybody else? He told the homies on the block. But he didn't tell you this. Isn't that weird? I find that highly, highly weird to be the wife and act like this is just such a far-fetched thing.
Charlie Kirk sent out this internal memo calling for a quote-unquote Doge-style investigation or audit into the finances of Turning Point USA. So perhaps Charlie suspected that something nefarious, something shady might have been going on within the company's finances, and he wanted to find out what it was. We don't know that for sure, but it certainly seems very plausible. And the other question we should ask is, if money is indeed flowing out of the organization in some kind of secret manner, where could that money be going? Well, I found out that Jack Solomon is a major donor to international Zionist causes like the Jerusalem Foundation, and he also serves as a trustee for Hebrew University, which just so happens to be Israel's leading public research university, founded in 1918 and opened in 1925. I mean, don't you guys find it kind of interesting that TPUSA is aggressively, almost militantly pro-Israel, more so than it is sometimes pro-America?
We've been to Israel twice together. And to be able to walk in the place where our Lord walked and see the Bible come to life in Technicolor, how could you hate that place?
So just summing everything up, if you trace back through her family tree, on one side you have...
I don't see how you could be America Fest, Turning Point USA, and have this great affection and great, let's say, stance, this weird type of devotion and commitment to something that's not America, something that's not USA. That doesn't align to me. All TPUSA is supposed to be is about America. America, USA, the youth, the future, households, family, marriage. Yes, there's a religious aspect. And yes, of course, there's a religious aspect. Yes, the religious aspect is Christian, sure. But even if you left out the religious aspect of it, TPUSA is still very highly America pro, highly pro USA on the surface. Then when you start looking at it, you start seeing that they are very, very, very committed or lean very highly towards Israel, which was another point of contention when Charlie said it himself. These Zionist donors are leading into every stereotype of Zionist people. He said it himself in if you're keeping it simple, and you're thinking piece by piece, frame by frame, you could see why they had to remove him. That's why I think he's not here anymore. That's why I don't go along with the he's still here. It's all fake. It's all smoke and mirrors. And no, that doesn't work for me. We already shot that video, right? That's already in the bag, and you understand why I feel that way. I'm iterating some of the points right now because possibly there's new people in here. Welcome. But the real reality is this. If you keep it very, very simple, you can see exactly why he had to be removed. He was on a point of discovery of possible major money laundering. Not to mention the money that they made. Oh, you know what? That's for later on.
The Rothsteins, and the other, you have the Solomons, both each with a long and storied history connected through her roommate and cousin, Nicole Rothstein, and her aunt, Carla Francevy, later on Carla Solomon. And sitting right in the middle of everything is Erika Kirk, the new CEO of Turning Point USA. So I'll ask again, who is Erika Kirk? Is she just an innocent widow who has now been thrust into the limelight because of the tragic death of her husband? Or is there maybe something more going on here? Final thing, fun little breadcrumb for everybody here. How many stars are on this American flag for this America Fest 2025 logo? Pause and count the number of stars in this flag. That is it for me.
In case y'all don't know, this is the connection they're trying to make. It's 33 stars. Y'all know 33 is what they attribute to Masonry and all the other shit. That's why I don't get into these little weeds or whatever the case is. But I didn't want to leave y'all on a cliffhanger, wondering what he's meant or what he was trying to get at or what he was trying to say. He's saying that the modified American flag in this image right here has 33 stars, 33 standing for Freemasonries, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what he's getting at, right? Next video we're about to watch is one that's a little bit more in depth about her personal life, right? Not her family, right? That's around her. But this next video is about her personal life. And something is off. Something is way off. And for me personally, it's filled with a bunch of lies. To me, that's the vibration I get. People are looking at it, people are diving into it and pulling the shit apart. I'm just reviewing the reviews, and this shit is just lining up with what I think. This is lining up with what I've seen. This is lining up with her behavior. It just lines up to me. Anybody that's been outside, been around these pretty women, these fake women, they kind of get the gist of it and they kind of could see it. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Let me swap over to Jimmy. This is Jimmy Dore. Shout out. The guy before is James Lee. Shout out. Good vid.
Allegedly, the ex-boyfriend of Erika Kirk. She dated him right before Charlie. That's the story. He's now being tapped to go around and take over for Charlie. It said, how to lead like Charlie. Cabot Phillips, senior editor, Daily Wire, Turning Point USA. So it turns out Erika Kirk has been caught in even more lies.
Unbelievable. I'm shocked.
So we got caught. So here's more lies coming out of TP USA. She's the CEO. And well, here's what she said about their dating life.
When I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
She never dated for 5 years, the whole time she was in New York.
Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than go, I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. My situation.
Remember who the roommate was?
Which was a little different. I went to it. You went to a job interview. Literally. So this is how good the Lord is. He knew that because I was not dating in New York City, he knew that in order for me to know that that was my man, he had to blanket Charlie as a job interview. Because if that went in, no joke, if he came to me and said, hey, let's go on a date to Bill's Burgers, I'd be like,
this is the fucking horse shit that drives me insane. God gives you the ability for brain activity and sense. Peace, G. What up? Big Kofa. You don't think God busy, yo? Jesus, fuck.
Situation was a little different. I went to it. You went to a job interview. Literally. So this is how good the Lord is. He knew that because I was not dating in New York City, he knew that in order for me to know that that was my man, he had to blanket Charlie as a job interview. Because if that went in, no joke, if he came to me and said, hey, let's go on a date to Bill's Burgers, I'd be like,
you really think God is sitting here concentrating on your husband like he didn't give you the sense and the discernment already? He didn't give you the ability to make good decisions the same way he gave you the ability to make bad decisions. People interject God in some of the most weirdest things to me ever. It's so weird how they interject God, and when things go left, I guess it wasn't God's will. Like you just left out all the shit and every part you played in all of it. It didn't work out. Well, I guess it wasn't God's will. If it wasn't God's will in the first place, why would he put you? This is insanity to me. Accept your responsibility. We make decisions every single day. You think God's stopping a hurricane in Jamaica to talk to you about who the fuck you should date and go to coffee with? Come on with the game, dog. People want to take their hand off of accountability and responsibility and just dump it back on God. Bro, yes. What other platforms streaming? I see some other comments on the screen, but there's layover. I'm only shooting on YouTube. I promise. I'm only shooting on YouTube. I don't think I clicked anything else today. I haven't shot anywhere. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Oh, you know what? It got people that's watching on cell phones and people that's watching on other things. I guess laptops, computers, TVs, whatever. That's why you might have some layover. That's what it is. That's what it is. FFS. I split it. So I'm shooting. It's all YouTube, but it's YouTube vertical cell phone, and then there's YouTube regular. That's what it is.
She'd be like,
I lived out here.
no, she's not going. So I just think it's funny how people think God works like that. Like, oh, God had to set us up on this thing, but then so it's just it turns out. So she was dating this guy named Cabot Phillips. This is from I think this is 2017. It said, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. There they are. Turns out this guy's also was a buddy of Charlie's, and his father's got ties to the War Machine. Here's her name was Erika France, by the way, and this is from November 29th, 2017. She says, since this is where it all started, I only found it appropriate to wish you a very happy birthday, Cash Cab XX, your catfish. Here's another social media post from this is, I guess, an Instagram. I don't go on Instagram. This is what it looks like. It says, Luna Bear Studios prepping another couple's gallery for delivery, and a heart. Erika, Franz, and JT Massey 5, you're both amazing humans, and I loved shooting with you. So much laughter and love. It was perfection. What? So there's that. And then they scrubbed, and what makes it all more suspicious is that Cash Cab guy, Cabot Phillips, and Erika scrubbed all those posts. So the post is gone, but people responding to the post is there. How cute you are, y'all. Oh, gorgeous couple. But the post is gone. And here's that guy with Charlie. Yes, I beat Cabot one-on-one. That was from September 24th, 2017. 8 years ago. No, not 6. So he reposted that. Okay. He also, get this. This is weird.
So Charlie knows the dude. That's TPUSA. That happens a lot more often than I think people think. Jihanna, big salute, G. Welcome. It does have some foulness in it. I ain't gonna hold you. It does have some foulness in it, but that shit happens a lot. It happens a lot. Like you go away to war and your homie pop your girl. Proximity, comfortability, all that shit come into play. Then yeah.
So this guy Cabot Phillips, he's a head editor over at the Daily Wire, which is and
Daily Wire too. So that's Candace in them too, and Shapiro.
He said, just discovered that Obama is one of those dads who brings an iPad on vacation to take pics of his family, and it's the greatest thing ever. What? I don't understand. What is he doing that thing where you play both sides of the fence? Because that's what it sounds like. But guess what? So this guy who's allegedly the ex-boyfriend of Erika Kirk, she dated him right before Charlie. That's the story. He's now being tapped to go around and take over for Charlie. It said, how to lead like Charlie. Cabot Phillips, senior editor, Daily Wire, Turning Point USA. So these two.
That's grimy. That's grimy.
Hosted by Turning Point USA at South Central Kentucky Community and Technical College. So that's just one of them. That's December 16th, 5:30 p.m. How to lead like Charlie. So isn't that weird? Yeah, I think it is weird.
Yeah.
I found this also.
That ain't weird. That's just grimy. If all this is clean and cut and true. See what up? If this is clean and true, that's grime time.
October 6th, 2025, University.
So now he's back.
to the Union Building in Flagstaff, Arizona. How to Fight Like Charlie, Fort Cabot.
So if this is grime time.
What does that FT mean? FT Cabot Phillips? What does FT stand for? I don't know. But anyway, it says How to Fight Like Charlie, Cabot Phillips. That's
Featuring. Ain't FT featuring? Yeah, FT is featuring. So it's going to be more than, that's going to be the topic. It seems like to me, that's the topic. How to Fight Like Charlie. That's the topic of the show. The whole thing, however long it is. And featuring Cabot Phillips mean that he's going to be the main attraction. That's what I'm reading from this, Jimmy.
That's not even a month after the assassination.
So the ex-dude is back in play. Yeah, if it's Monday, October 6th, yeah. 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 2 hours, Mountain Time. In Arizona, too. Yeah. That's grimy, dog.
Here's what our friend James Lee had to say about it. Let's listen to James Lee.
Erika Kirk's backstory has just been exposed as a giant lie, allegedly.
I wasn't going to play this James Lee video. I was going to play the James Lee video, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I could actually play the James Lee video.
I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. I don't drink. I find it unproductive.
We don't know for sure if she wasn't drinking, but she did really enjoy posing with alcoholic beverages.
So that might just be her modeling. So I'll cut slack on that. But we do have video of her. She was on a reality show and she went on a date on this reality show and she orders a wine on the reality show. So just letting you know. So there's that. So you don't have to, you could say, oh, I could dismiss this by saying, oh, maybe she's just modeling for something.
Yeah. Easy. Absolutely, Jimmy. You could put that in a bag easily. It's a photograph, right? I'm trying to be as fair as possible while I'm still talking about this thing, right? When I say I'm not sure, I say I'm not sure. When I say this is how it comes across to me, that's exactly what I'm saying. This other shit that is factually based, I can't do anything about those things. The things that are real reality things, like I keep saying, the arguments about how he got removed from the planet, that's argumentative, right? Who's behind it? That's argumentative. The Egyptian planes, that's argumentative. The things that things we know for true is true. They lied about the drones. They paved over the crime scene. This girl right here, mama them work military tech and what's it called? Military tech and something else. So even when I say she looks like a honeypot, a monarch, right? A MK Ultra, that's me just speculating. That's me just speculating and thinking. But the hard points are the hard points. Like we go back to the hard points and say he did ask for the audit. He did say that people was out to get him. He did turn his back against the Zionist donors. Those are hard points that we could always say are true and factual. You dig it?
Here's her with a glass of champagne. It says, it's Wednesday, so treat yourself to a little champagne. And did she really not date while she lived in New York City? Well, here's a photo that the internet sleuths dug up from September of 2017 with one Cabot Phillips. And the caption said, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. And here you could see Erika Francvi and Cabot Phillips. I don't know about you, but that looked like a little bit more than just a one-off date. It looked like they were an actual couple, as the caption said. But interestingly, Cabot Phillips was actually at one point Charlie Kirk's producer, and he's now a senior editor at the Daily Wire. And just yesterday, December 16, 2025, he gave a talk about, quote, how to lead like Charlie. You gotta understand, I am not from this world of media, and I think all this kind of incestuity is weird to me. So not only do we now know that she was dating before Charlie, which is fine, it's a totally normal thing to do, but she was also engaged, perhaps even married. Luna Bear Studios posted this on March 16, 2015, prepping another couple's gallery for delivery. Erika Francvi and JT Massey, you both are amazing. Image is propped up by something that just is not true. If you are not this woman, don't pretend to be. But the bigger point is, why does Erika have to lie about this? Is it just for her to prop up this image that she is a conservative woman, quote unquote? Because you can't hide this kind of stuff. The internet is undefeated.
Erika Kirk's backstory.
So, hey, I said Shabbat Shalom, James Lee. I said Shabbat Shalom, James Lee. I said it with my Chucky eyes.
Yo, that picture is gangster. I want that picture right there. Yo, Jimmy, email me that picture, bro.
I said it.
Look at that face, bro. Look, I keep telling you, I
You like that pic?
don't be falling for this bullshit. I don't.
So here's someone, who is this? Noxie? Noxie put together an even better video, and some of it's really hard to hear, but I'll tell you what it is. Ready?
Is when I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
So here she is on a date. So she went on a reality show, and here she is on a date. So he's saying, great about all of this, and I don't know. I just wanted to get to know you a little bit more. There she is. They're on a date.
I don't know. I just want to get to know you a little bit more. And like, I don't know how long you've been in New York.
I moved here 4 years ago. Somehow,
So there she is. She's, and she says getting drinks was
getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than. I think you're a bright light in a very dark place.
So let's go grab a mojito.
So there she is out partying. There he says, let's go grab a mojito.
We'll go grab a drink. You're coming in here just like owning it. I'm really attracted to it.
Can I get your number? Yeah, I bet.
They're real.
But you get like a meat backpack.
I don't drink. I find it unproductive.
Did I not tell y'all? She reminded me of Marilyn Monroe. I said that shit here live. And I said it at the end of the show. When I showed you the back and forth pictures, both of them, back and forth. Her and Marilyn Monroe. Woman dealing with politicians, political figures, politicians, right? TPU. Now it's revealed that she's officially an actress. Before, remember the only thing I had on it was she was a model. Marilyn Monroe before was a model, but she also used to shake that thing, you feel me, for a couple of dollars at nighttime at the shaky joint. It rhymes with Crip Club. I said that. Now it's revealed that she's actually been on a reality fucking TV, on top of being a model, on top of knowing Trump, on top of knowing Epstein. Okay, y'all think it's a game.
I don't drink. I find it unproductive.
So there she is. There they are on their first date. They met in that nightclub. He got her number. Now they're on a first date. You guys want to have a drink or food maybe? And she says, I'll have a glass of your Chardonnay.
If you anybody talking about this shit, her and the Marilyn Monroe MK Ultra Monarch connection, I'm telling you, y'all heard it here first. Pound for pound, I've been dropped that information. Now, this is just more confirmation of the actress thing, because guess what? Marilyn Monroe became an actress.
So this is how good.
I'll have a... What? It's on video. What are the chances we would have a video of her ordering a cocktail? I'm going to guess 100%.
The Lord is. He knew that because I was not dating in New York City, he knew that in order for me to.
This is the thing about the whole drinking thing. If a year goes past, 365 days, and during that year you had 2 drinks, you're not a drinker. If you had one drink per month, you're not a drinking person. So you can still actually say, I don't drink. That's still a qualifying fucking statement. So I'm not bent on that shit, if that makes more sense. I'm not bent on it because it's still a valid thing. A drinker is a drinker. Right? You ask a drinker how many drinks they had the last month, they can't tell you. But if she's on this show, which is a reality TV show, which who knows if they're really drinking in the first place, right? Secondly, it's rare. Then sure, whatever. She's not a drinker. I'm not bent on that shit. The whole boyfriend thing is hella weird.
To know that was my man. He had to blanket Charlie.
This God thing, this overly pressed God. When you just do it, you just do it. When you just live a righteous life, you just live a righteous life. When you just live in the light of God and adhere to what God's talking about, you just do it.
as a job interview. Because if that went in, no joke, if he came to me and said, hey, let's go on a date to Bill's Burgers, I'd be like, I am so sorry. Thank you, but no, we're not doing.
So it wasn't Bill's Burgers. It was someplace called Sugar Mama. Is that what it was called?
I honestly spent the majority of my life being one of the most sought after bachelors.
He spent most of his life being one of the most sought after bachelors. That's what that guy just said?
Yeah.
Wow, good for him. He's got a real good sense of ego.
2 weeks later.
And according to this video, 2 weeks later, she was hooked up with Charlie.
But so that means when they met the first time, she what? Nah, I'm not jacking it. So that would mean the first time that they met, she was, well, no, reality TV shows are shot prior. So they could have shot the show. She could have been off the set. And then you see how this shit don't even line up? Did she find her a simp? Bro, she is something to talk about. I ain't gonna hold you. Younger Eric, definitely something to talk about. But at the end of the day, if she was sent to him, like Marilyn was sent, right? To whoever they wanted to compromise, whoever they wanted the ends on, whoever they wanted the information on, the what's it called, intimate information, right? The pillow talk information. She was, I think it's a Monarch thing. I think it's Monarch and it's Ultra. That's it. I said that shit. I said it already, and I gave you the direct example of it, and now it's just coming out more and more and more and more. Why? And my simple thing was I had like 4 things to base it off of. Now this is number 5 and 6. So I'm sticking in that vein. Way too though we don't even believe in coincidences, so easy to push on. Let me get the next joint ready. You hear me? Oh, it's over here. But they're rolling to this madness that's going on. Boom draw. Y'all ready? All right, we rolling. It wasn't that Charlie's a simp, dog. He got smitten. Like, they all been taken down by these honeypots. It's I'm telling you, they all be compromised. Hence the reason why Epstein files are so fucking extensive. Diddy files, so extensive. That's why these files are gigs and gigs and gigs and fill up rooms and boxes, and they got to bring in 18 wheelers and they got to storm these shit with 50 officers. They have extensive cache of information. They are sitting on this shit. They be compromised. How are they compromised? Soon as a girl can make you like her and you don't even know why you like her. Because she then did some research on you and found out that on Saturday you like the Dunkin' Donuts coffee with a bear claw. So guess what? That's gonna be her thing that she likes now. So before you know it, commonality becomes familiarity. Familiarity becomes proximity. Proximity becomes what? Relationship. Before you know it, you're down the aisle. You've been honeypotted all the way through. And you don't even have to run the route of marriage. But for her to get in with him, imagine if she studied and really this snake charmer. Boy, when you drop that thumbnail, dog, I said, dog, we all living in the same space, bro. Like I said, we all sitting at the table and we all looking at the pizza, bro. But we all looking at the pizza from our different corners. I'm telling you, I know that shit to be true as rain is right. Promise you that. I'm telling you. I think he was set straight like that. and now he don't want to play ball no more. Because remember, with his age and his growing and him growing up also, he's starting to see shit that might not be looking to align. You smell me? When they met, he has grown. Furthermore, she was older than him. So him growing into his teeth probably started getting real long, you hear me? And that's what it sounded like too, to be honest with you, because if he started talking about a designers donors and a Zionist behavior and doing audits and all, his teeth started to get a little long for him. That's what it was. They want him to be as big as bad as they want him to be outside, but when he inside, they want to trim his teeth down. That's exactly what the fuck it sound like to me, dog. My opinion. From where I'm standing, that's what it looks like. What's the word? Alleged? You can't even say allegedly because I didn't accuse anybody of anything. Well, allegedly, just to be safe. Let's go into this madness, bro. All right, let's do it. This video is short. I do want to watch that James Lee vid to see how crazy he went with it. Because not that Jimmy Dore did him bad or anything like that. I just think Jimmy cut him short. That's what I think. Let me see if I can pull that on the give me 1 second. Bear with me, you hear me? Bear with me for 1 second. I'm getting it. I let that one run, and we will start burning this one up. All right. Okay, I got it. Let me. Oh, and that was not even crazy long either. So boom, we put it in the machine. Let that one spin. Thanks, appreciate the patience here, man. This is live, okay? This is we doing this shit live. Shit gonna be a struggle sometimes. A struggle. We're gonna be struggling sometimes out here in the streets. All right, that's one. That's in the machine. Move that. Boom. Yep, I'm pumping the way Charlie. Yo, dog, I'm already on it, dog. Let me wow out, dog.
You have amazing role models like our.
First of all, she sounds like that character person again. Oh God, this is so much. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. She's a fellow Trinidadian. All right. Start from the beginning. That fool said TED alert.
You have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president.
Even when things need to be serious, they can't be serious, bro. Yo, Kofa, don't be laughing at him, bro. This is a clip of the conversation. Even when things are supposed to be serious, it's this performative thing. It's this, let me put on. You can say everything you need to say without this do it up extra shit, dog. Fuck.
And you have amazing role models like the.
Okay, you find the president dashing. Round of applause for you. I think there's better words to describe a president, though. If you're describing a fucking president of a country, I think it should be about, let's say, performance as the president, right? Why you have to let's say objectify the president? They full of shit, that's why.
Amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing.
Nothing about his fucking performance in the office. Nothing. That man just sit there with his hair, his eyes, his nice suits. Tan. I don't even know if this dude be tanning, but sure, they say he tanning. Cool. But he's a role model. So he's a role model for what? Abercrombie and Fitch. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? The fucking president is being objectified at America First. I call it America First, but at America Fest. Both y'all on stage, two women, and y'all think it's cool that she's objectifying the fucking president. Nothing to say about his performance. The first thing you should do is talk about his performance. That's his intellect, his capabilities, competencies. No? Okay.
Role models like the assassin Shady Vance, our vice president. And
shouldn't the word assassin be fucking triggering to somebody who swore it down that the husband got fucking fried? Am I losing? Am I simply losing my mind? This lady across from you swore it down that they believe what the Fed narrative is, which the Fed is saying Buddy got up on that roof with that Mauser. The fuck is it dinner time? I don't even know how the fuck that shit said. Assassin was choice. Of course. Thank you. Because this is already performative. Sandra. This is already performative in the essence of it. You looking at a woman that says she believes that the Fed is telling the right story, and her husband got fried from a rooftop by one of those people that they will call the ASSIN. You think those are the proper words weren't those words be fucking triggering? What words would be triggering? Sniper, assassin, 30-06, rooftop. Utah Valley, Provo. This is how much ignorance has been bled into society that people look at this shit and think that this shit is okay and cool and fine and dandy. But I'm gonna show you something, dog, that I almost lost my fucking mind about. Don't worry, this is more. This show might be like an hour 30. I usually try to, I've been cutting it like an hour 10 lately. I'll probably push like an hour 30 tonight. Shady Woodland, what up, J? This is how disrespectful they are to your baseline senses. Hence the reason why they tell these people like Candace and Ian and Brian, Trigger, Valhalla, Dee Dee, John, what's her name? It's a new lady that showed up on the scene. Two new ladies over there by Trigger Smart and I'm hanging out. They doing good work over there. It's a couple of cats still bouncing around, working and grinding behind the scene and talking to each other and sending back and forth information. George Webb, shout out to George Webb. George Webb been doing some crazy ass work behind the scenes, talking crazy information, right? These people working behind the scenes, they don't want them to ask the questions because the questions need answers. And a lot of times these questions are kind of simple and they can't deal with those, which makes the larger questions that need a larger complicated answer extremely difficult for them to answer. Because the simplest stuff they lied about, because the simplest stuff became false. The simplest stuff that was just alley-oops, they made into something that shouldn't have been made into. But they play with your intelligence, and this is supposed to be okay.
When I say that,
Did you just groan?
Trust me.
and when I say that,
You just groan?
feels like the assassin.
Horrible choice of words. Oh God! And even if you took it from the same nature that you talked about Trump in, that means that JD Vance, if you know JD Vance is an assassin, is because you've been hit. And I'm gonna leave that like that. But this is what makes this so extra weird. Varian, what up? Listen to the moan.
JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
If JD Vance knocked, bruh. If JD Vance knocked it, bruh. For one, I wouldn't be surprised. For one, I would not be surprised. But let's move on. Hey, yo, is she just explaining she bent for him? Is she displaying that she's bent for JD Vance? Let's be fuck. Hey, one thing I don't do over here is be salacious. I don't do salacious shit. I don't do that gossipy shit. I don't do that weird shit over here. If that's what you're here for, bang the fuck out. But let's be real.
JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
what are you moaning for? Y'all gonna make me seem like I'm the crazy person, like she ain't just moan, and then gonna put a hand over her mouth like she know. Trump is dashing and JD Vance the assassin. And when I say that, what are you saying? As somebody, and let me explain why there's no excuse for her behavior, right? Let me explain why there's no excuse. There's none. There's zero excuse for her behavior. Point blank, period. She is somebody who has used sexuality. YouTube, excuse my words, dog, but I'm flowing right now. Get off my back. She has used that part of her image to sell records, influence kids, influence men, so she knows exactly how to use that innuendo. So I ain't buying it and I ain't jacking it. I ain't going for this fucking excuse shit that people want to build up and make fucking excuses. Not happening, not with me. We watch it one more time. Y'all want to be fucking kids. Y'all want to be kids about this shit? Bang the fuck out.
JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
what does that mean? Yo, coming off what you said about Trump, that sounds like it still exists in the realm of actual behavior. I don't care what nobody said. It's just that simple to me. It's just that you should understand back-to-back statements just like that. Nothing about the policies they brought in, nothing about the intelligence, nothing about the competence, nothing about the work that they're doing, nothing about the dedication, nothing about their plans, nothing. Sound like a trip to Dubai on a gang.
There's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
Yeah, you could tell me what it tastes like. All right, that's salacious. I'm done. I need a woman to analyze this. I swear it down. I need a woman to sit here and analyze this shit with me because woman could read woman way better than I can. And I'm going to read it as we in a bar and they up to no good. But if a woman could come in here and read this and see for what it is clearly, and maybe I'm off, cool. I'll pull back the reins. But I promise you, this looks like some 304 shit.
Yes, we did. I love you. I love you. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet...
Did she whisper something to her?
Yes, we did. I love you. Yes, we did. I love you.
They're whispering something together. Both the mics are down, but they're whispering something.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I love you. I love you. You have to laugh about it.
Oh, she said, I love you. Oh, here we go.
You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord.
Since when they've been hanging out, Jay? Dog, tell me there's video and pictures of these two hanging out, getting to know each other. Because you know this woman. Back with that damn finger again. Remember I told you about that finger?
God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this
God is so good. That's why God is good? You let it roll off your back? This, oh my God. Ah.
is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord, and words are words, but
You see the sister girl hand again?
I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say.
You see the sister girl hands again? I called it out the last time she's sitting into the black girl. What? Every time she's with a black girl, she does the sister girl hands thing.
Our words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say, because I know your heart. And I will not judge.
Yeah, I can't fucking do this shit, yo. I can't, yo. Like the homie said, back on me. Something is wrong with these people, bro. Something's wrong with them. So I got the video. Let's blast through. Let's take a look at this one first. I don't know what this video is about, but I know I downloaded it for a reason. Let's check this one out, see what this one's about here. It's so much. She's so corny, dog. Jesus Christ. Candace says she loved that Nicki Minaj. They both Palestinian. That makes sense. Hey, yo. It's not that I don't agree. It's not that I don't agree. That's not what I'm saying.
Thank the staffers of this his amazing Charlie Kirk show.
What is there to laugh about? I don't understand these reactions. These reactions are not congruent with what just happened. Not for a person who's in shock, not for a person who's in mourning. And I will address what, I know what you're thinking. I will address this later on. Let's just get through this somehow.
Who helped him broadcast from the studio,
Okay, gesturing. I told you guys, right? And it's right on cue. It's like from this, it's to me repulsive. It is perverse what is happening here. So I am trying to keep it together. But this type of gesturing, looking over exactly on cue on this, like what is that? Like, what is that? This is so using devices for all this drama, for all this, like, I can't. I get so upset about this. But anyway, let's continue.
All right, we're about to draw the let's see what Jamie did. This is the last one. Look at the Jamie one. Then I'll show you the picture, and then we out skis. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all know how we do when we does it over here. Yo. And I'm checking something right now. on the side in the back channel. I have officially hit 1,000 subscribers. Two days before Christmas.
What did he say?
1,000 subscribers.
What did he say?
I said 1,000 subscribers.
What did he say?
Thank you so much for all the support. We have made it to 1K officially. Gang shit. Made my night. Absolutely made my night. Let me let's bang on this joint real quick. I'll show you this one picture, dog. And then after the video, I'll show you the picture. We talk about it, and we out skis. Everybody could go enjoy their day. Prep for the holidays.
Are you taking responsibility, or are you giving them a device and saying, go down that rabbit hole? I'm trying to go to Pilates class. Do you want your kid to be a thought leader or an assassin?
What is she talking about? So Candace Owens just had her 4.5-hour meeting with one Erika Kirk, and she says that the temperature has now cooled down, and she said that the meeting was very productive. Let's just directly read what she said. Quote, Erika and I had an extremely productive 4.5-hour meeting that I think we both feel should have taken place a lot earlier than it did. We agreed much more than I had anticipated. Of course, we also disagreed on various points and people as well. Most importantly, we were able to share intel and clarify intent. But the question is, can you actually trust the information Erika Kirk is giving you? For example, Candace posted these Mikey McCoy call logs yesterday, but the question is, can we trust it? Because according to some of these timestamps, a bunch of people are lying, right? It says 12:24, Mikey McCoy calls Elizabeth McCoy, that's his wife, and will stay on the phone with her for 10 minutes. And at 12:26, Mikey McCoy adds Erika to the call. Now, that is 3 minutes after Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23. Problem is, however you take it, that information already is contradictory with the New York Times, because the Times reported that Ms. Kirk was sitting in her mother's hospital room at 11:23 a.m. local Phoenix time, which is 12:23 Utah time, when she saw the number of her husband's longtime assistant, Mikey McCoy, appear on her phone. It's a 3-minute difference. So some might say it doesn't really matter, but I'm a firm believer in small lies lead to bigger lies, or people who tell small lies have the propensity to also tell bigger lies. And maybe we would let this go, except for the fact that now we have discovered, or people online have discovered, entire history, chapters of Erika Kirk's life that we never knew existed. For example, if we go to Wikipedia, it says that Erika and Charlie Kirk started dating in New York City in 2019. And based on a recent town hall with Barry Weiss, she said that she was not dating anybody in the years prior to meeting Charlie.
When I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than go, I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. So it goes twofold here. So if you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like a Charlie, you have to be the type of woman that will attract a Charlie. Are you going to church? Are you going to Bible study? Did you tell your pastor that you are ready for the Lord to bring into your life the man that you've been praying for?
So don't drink, go to church so you can attract a good man like Charlie Kirk. But we don't know for sure if she wasn't drinking, but she did really enjoy posing with alcoholic beverages. For someone who supposedly was not a fan of drinking culture, she sure was fine using it for commercial or financial gain. Here's her with a glass of champagne. It says, it's Wednesday, so treat yourself to a little champagne. And did she really not date while she lived in
Champagne, dog? She had this champagne on deck? If you look at the photo itself, the photo just looks like it was just done. If that makes sense. Like photographer, like real photographer, photo taken. I don't know. I don't do photography, but they do something with photographs where they still super real, but they get super defined editing. Let's call it editing, right? They edit the photograph or whatever. But yeah, that photo looks edited as fuck, and then it looks loaded, right?
New York City, because based on my sleuthing, she lived in New York from at least about 2016 onwards to when she married Charlie in 2021. This is an article I found from Women Magazine, and it says, amid her physical transformation, Erika found Bible in 365 in 2016, which evolved into her own clothing brand. She said, quote, I started Bible in 365 in my New York City apartment. So this was 2016 when confirmed she did live in New York City. So why do I point out this little detail? Well, it's because Remember, she said that she didn't date anybody in New York City. So presumably between the years of 2016 and 2019, when she met Charlie, she didn't date. Well, here's a photo that the internet sleuths dug up from September of 2017 with one Cabot Phillips. And the caption said, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. And here you could see Erika Franzvi and Cabot Phillips. I don't know about you, but that looked like a little bit more than just a one-off date. It looked like they were an actual couple, as the caption said. People were commenting, gorgeous couple, lovebirds, in these posts that have now since been deleted. So either they're trying to hide this relationship, or maybe they just had a really bad breakup. I know people tend to sometimes delete photos from relationships that they are no longer in. But interestingly, Cabot Phillips was actually at one point Charlie Kirk's producer, and he's now a senior editor at the Daily Wire. And just yesterday, December 16, 2025, he gave a talk about, quote, how to lead like Charlie. You got to understand, I am not from this world of media, and I think all this kind of incestuity is weird to me. But the bigger point is, why does Erika have to lie about this? Is it just for her to prop up this image that she aiding before 2015, you so much something that just lie?
That's the only thing it could be, bro. Because she has to prop up this. Yes. Whatever she's propping up, that's exactly what she's trying to prop up. When you look further back, it's way more fucked off, right? And people say, well, people could change, and yes, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. People could change. People can move to different phases of their life. People become religious, see their sins or whatever the case, and turn towards it. I don't get that vibe. This push, and every 2 seconds, it's God, the Lord. It's like, dog. If that's what you do, that's what you do. Then just let it. Just talk normally. Like at this point, we get it. At this point, we get it. There's no need to keep icing the cake. The cake got too much icing on it already. We get it. You're a Jesus freak, right? Not a Jesus freak. But in reality, though, right? It's cool. It's cool. But it's the non-emotional attachment to the initial thing, and politicizing it, and then having these fake tears and this just non-connection. I'm telling you, this is some MK Ultra Monarch shit, I swear. But now, because they removed Charlie, now she's the CEO. And there's a video going around where Charlie is saying that he wants her to be the CEO. All of a sudden, cool. But now she's the CEO. She's kind of leading it, right? But not really, because that she was never a TPUSA person, like the thought person that Charlie was. So she has to maintain this image of still being a wife to that person and still having that character level, if that makes sense. Because she still talks like he's still here, and then sometimes she talks like he's not here. It's real weird how she brings it across. And she said something weird too the other day. What was it? It was something about once he was basically assassinated. Once he was assassinated, that term of speech sounds off already. It's not once something happens, right? Once this happens, then I could then I could do something else. And I was over there by Didi, and Didi clarified that earlier. So shout out to Didi for clarifying that. That's a good thing. It was like, once this happens, then this could happen. We're waiting on this to happen, so then this could move forward. This thing is in the way. So once this thing is out the way, then I can move my truck in the garage. Once you move your truck, my truck is clear to move. That's weird. That's weird speech, but such is life.
Speaking of lies, you know how Erika Kirk is going around and promoting Charlie's book right now, doing a whole media tour. Well, once again, she was caught in another lie.
A couple of weeks ago, Erika Kirk went on Megyn Kelly's show and was talking about Charlie Kirk's new book, Stop in the Name of God. When Megyn Kelly asks her if she's read the book in its entirety, she says yes. But last night on Sean Hannity, she tells a different story. Watch this.
To read it. When? Yeah. As much as I can, driving into the office or...
I mean, was it written in its entirety before Charlie died?
Yes. It was. Okay. Yes, it was. He finished writing this, I believe, in June or July of this year.
So you had read it?
Because I read it. Again, I read the whole thing, you know, and
I'll be honest, I can't read the last few pages. I'm not there yet. It's just emotionally, because once this book is done, it's done.
Now I get it. This is something really small, and maybe it doesn't even matter. It's possible she just didn't bring that detail up to Megyn Kelly. But as the saying goes, if you can lie about small things, you can also lie about big things.
Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters,
Danny boy, oh Danny boy,
cannot be trusted with the important matters. Albert Einstein. And tomorrow, Turning Point's AmFest, America Fest 2020.
Oh, here you can see this one better. That's what he's talking about. This is what they were talking about. The 33 stars and the link to masonry and all that other shit. This is what they were talking about. This is a way clearer picture.
5 kicks off December 18th to the 21st. It says America's future starts here. The biggest conservative movement in the country. Turning Point's annual America Fest conference will be held December 18th to the 21st, 2025 at the Phoenix Convention Center. This year's event will be unlike any other, a powerful celebration in faith, freedom, and the legacy of their founder, Charlie Kirk. Charlie's life was a testament to faith, courage, and conviction. From his earliest days, he believed America was worth fighting for, and he dedicated every moment of his 30 which is Charlie's legacy, to continue the partner organizations. Who are these speakers? Who chose these speakers? And which country's interests do they represent?
Does the aesthetics of this show remind you of anything? Anyone? Maybe this guy? Okay, so follow this timeline here with me. On August 9th, Yair Netanyahu, the son of Bibi Netanyahu, announces that he's going to be starting a new podcast with, once again, very America First vibes. And then a few days later, on August 13th, Harrison Smith reports that he was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. And then, of course, we all know what happened about a month later. Tragedy strikes. But check this out. Who does Erika Kirk just so happen to be standing next to in this AIPAC photo? Yep, none other than Yair Netanyahu. Probably nothing to see here.
I don't know, that was just a fun little conspiracy rabbit hole. I'm sure there is really nothing to see there. But the point that I was trying to make is that for an America First organization, these guys sure do care a hell of a lot about a certain other foreign country.
Charlie and I have always been very clear on our stance. Israel, Jewish people. It's awful. Awful. Anti-Semitism is what healing factor comes out of hating Jewish people? What healing factor comes out of hating Christians? What healing factor comes out? Hate in general, nothing.
Why don't you finish the whole statement by hating Muslims, Hindus, right? When I finish the whole statement, if we're talking about why hate is so bad. Why not finish the whole statement talking about why hating blacks is so bad? Why not? This motherfuckers, boy.
Nothing. Charlie always would say very clearly, Jew hate was brain rot. He would always say it. We've been to Israel twice together. And to be able to walk in the place where our Lord walked and see the Bible come to life in Technicolor.
Be clear. When you say Jewish, you're not talking about Judaism and those people. You're talking about a culture, a geographical location, a aesthetic, right? This is a whole thing. It's a whole thing wrapped into one. When you say Jew, you're not talking about people from Jerusalem. This thing is a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And they could, and you don't have to be born into it. You could convert into it. But I'm gonna leave it alone, G. This is what I want to bang on before we slide out. Oh, 1:30, perfect timing, dog. I'm smoking Joe right now. I'm smoking Joe. Perfect timing. Let me show this, and we can bang it because this shit is disgusting. And y'all can see why I have a dislike right now for their behavior.
I mean, Nikki.
Boom. Boom. Here we go. Rolling. Yeah. Yeah, because yeah.
I mean, Nicki Minaj. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Several months later.
I mean, Nicki Minaj. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Several months later.
Nicki Minaj's reach was beyond just black girls, but I get it. I completely get it. Community, it makes sense. I get it. Not banging on you. No, I get it. This was a tent that they had up at a Merryfest. This was a tent, right? They had up at a Merryfest. I'm gonna keep my composure. But imagine how distasteful you really are in life. Imagine how distasteful you are to have this tent up. A tent that's supposed to be the representation of where they dropped him. This is not the tent. This is a different tent. Okay? This is not the tent. This is a different tent. From what I gathered, from what I looked at, this is a different tent. But just if we talk about things having meaning and symbols and a reverence and a reference also at the same time, why would this even be a thing if this thing right here carries so much trauma? If this thing carries so much, let's say, pain and hate in it, why would this even be a thing? Yeah, exactly. Just like M Love. So to that point right there, just like how he wanted the Doge audit, he wanted a financial forensic audit done on the building, right? On the businesses to see where this money was flowing to. So he's not there no more. So all of a sudden, that's off the table. Nicki Minaj is not a great representation or a role model for black girls. She shows up. But she's supposed to be the representation of everything that TPUSA wanted and what Charlie wanted to bring forth. Do you see how this does not connect and not make sense? Let's be honest. There's two crucial points that we're looking at right now. This one being the latest one. Why would you bring this tent here where this man was removed from your life and set it up? It's not the same tent. It's not the same tent. But doesn't that show you the lack of empathy and connection and soul and energy inside of this dog? If y'all wanted to honor this man for real, y'all would have done the audit. If y'all want to honor this man for real, y'all would have not put Nicki Minaj on that stage. If y'all want to honor this man for real, y'all would have not put this tent up. And on that note, yo, I'm saying good night. Peace, love, prosperity to the village. Y'all know I fucks with y'all the long way. Y'all know it's a love thing. All the time you pull up in here 24/7, 365. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the motto. Take care of yourself so you take care of the people that surround you. And love yourself so you can love the people that is around you. This thing in life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So train every day like the marathon is tomorrow. And I am at officially 1,000 subscribers, dog. It's been a long journey, but I'm here. Y'all know it's a love thing. I'll be here on Friday for sure. Tomorrow's up in the air. You hear me? Yeah, love. I made it, G. Tomorrow's up in the air. I think I'm gonna bang one out. Tomorrow's gonna be by Alex Jones talking shit to Candace. I think I'm gonna bang that one out tomorrow, and I'll be on Friday. That's the scheme right now. Y'all know it's a love thing. Red's supposed to be shooting too. I think Red's shooting either tonight or tomorrow. I can't remember what Red was talking about. Either way, let me know. I'll turn on my notifications. I'll pull up. I'll show love. Appreciate all the support, dog.